Guess what, y'all? Guess where we are for the week? We are in the none other, the one, the only Big Apple, New York City. So this is really personal to me because I used to live in New York when I was a college student, and I have not been back since the day I moved out of my dorm after graduation. So it's been 5 years, and I took New York for granted when I was an undergraduate, and I'm excited to return older, more wiser, more mindful, and just really experience the electric energy of this place. So this vlog, we're gonna show you guys what we're doing, but I also wanna emphasize certain things you could do that are lower cost in New York. So New York is an expensive destination. Kind of can't really do it on a budget. You can try, but compared to some other destinations, unfortunately, you're gonna have to shell out more cash. But there are still a lot of amazing things to do in New York that are free or low cost. Take it from me, I was a broke college kid here, so I know. So I'm gonna show you some of those things, show you some cool restaurants, other activities that we're doing. So just excited to have you come along for the ride. One of the biggest money-saving tips you can make in New York City is taking the public transit. New York City is probably the best place in America for public transit. Ubers and taxis can add up really quickly, and at the time of this video, we bought a 7-day unlimited Metro card for $34. A single ride, if it's not unlimited, is $2.90 per swipe. All right, first stop of the day, we are here at the Tenement Museum, which is a wonderful place if you are into history, if you like tours where you are stepping back in time. This has been a museum that has been on my list since I was in college, and I never got the chance to come out, so I'm just really excited to finally make it out. So we booked a tour that looks at 2 different women's lives 100 years apart, but they have a lot of other tours, apartment tours, neighborhood walking tours. They have a lot to offer. We are going to do this apartment tour, and then I'll come back and let you guys know how it is. While you wait for your tour to begin, there is a huge library inside of the waiting areas. They have a lot of really cool historical books for sale, a lot of books about like identity, a lot of New York locally based books. Be sure to check that out either before or after your tour. So, sir, what did you think of the museum?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it was really good insight into what was happening in the late 80s, going into the 90s. It was like 100-year difference between the 2 families. Learned a lot about what women went through, a lot of deserted husbands. For some reason I feel like though it had a lot to do with mental health. I don't know why. It's funny how much, even though time has passed, there's still a lot of stuff that we're still facing, like hundreds of years later, in terms of social issues, in terms of struggle that men go through, that women go through.
All right, so wonderful tour, like Abraham said. So glad I was able to check that off of my list. So now we're just gonna walk up to the East Village. We're in the Lower East Side right now. So just gonna walk around. I got my camera, so I'm gonna just take some street photography, and then we're gonna walk around NYU's campus for, you know, nostalgia's sake. So we'll see you there. Money saving tip number 2, please don't be scared of eating the street food in New York or relying on one of the many amazing takeout restaurants. Going out to eat in New York is probably one of the most expensive things you can do during this trip, but I promise you there are more affordable options available. So we have walked from the Lower East Side and we're walking to Washington Square, which is the core of NYU's campus. And I've just been pointing out to Abraham all the different like dorms I've stayed in and little cafes I would pop into, and it just feels so surreal to be back retracing my steps 5 years later. So I'm just very happy to be at this moment. Another New York City money-saving tip: don't underestimate people watching. It is the biggest city in America, and it can be quite entertaining. So this was day 2, and I totally forgot to do any A-roll. So during this day, we got stormed out, and we pretty much just went to Grand Central Station just to walk around and hang out, and then we had dinner with some friends later that night. Hey y'all, all right, it is day 3 and we got stormed out, flash thunderstorm in New York yesterday, so our plans of going to Hudson Yards, All right, So clearly it is a much nicer day. Gosh, look at that. All right, so this is Hudson Yards. When I was in undergrad, this thing did not exist, so this is all brand new to me. So yeah, just gonna check out the sculpture and then window shop in that mall there. And then in this building, there is a free art gallery. So this entire area is really great if you are just looking to get out, people watch, and experience the city without spending a lot of money, because everything here is pretty much free. You know, window shopping is always free. So really cool, low budget activity for New York. Money saving tip number 4, probably one of the best things New York is good for is that they have a plethora of free activities. So free admission to museums, festivals, parks, public structures. So definitely utilize all of that. Really cool free activity. Take a ride on the Staten Island ferry. Great views. Hey everybody. All right, so it may be windy, so you may not be able to hear us well, but we just got done visiting some family in Staten Island, and we are on the ferry back to Manhattan. And I was just reminded of how beautiful this ride is, and it's totally free. So another activity you could do in New York without breaking the bank. I forgot to record any update videos for this, but later that same day we walked across the Brooklyn Bridge during sunset. This was one of my favorite parts of this trip. Everything was just beautiful. It was so vibey, and of course, this is another free activity. And then when you cross into Brooklyn, there's a really nice park called Brooklyn Bridge Park, and it's nice to just kind of hang in the water and hang by the water and relax. Bye, New York. You were wonderful. It was so good seeing you again. Typical airport look. Glasses, nothing made up, just pure comfort. Anyways, so that was our week to New York. A lot of things I didn't capture because it was just spending time with friends, going out for dinner, but hopefully you all found out about some cool activities that you could do in New York on a budget. And there's a lot of other things that I didn't include or didn't get the time to go to. So I'll be sure to name some of those or list those in the description. So thanks for roaming with the Robertsons in this go round, and we can't wait to see you on the next trip.